It is really great to be here with all of you and everybody in the virtual audience. It's great to be among friends, and I'm going to put you in context. First, I know Lee and Philip for about, I think, 20 years from many different trenches. We've done trips together, we've done projects together, amazing adventures in New York and elsewhere. Kavita, I met her through my work as a journalist, and she really, when she was starting the IOU, I just thought I could not believe the work she was doing in terms of like connecting the dots and connecting things in a horizontal way, not just doing transparency in how everybody defined it, but really giving transparency through communication and through image and through working with creating a merging technology and communication. And the artisans had an incredible response through giving the, through the project with the QR code and everything. So we have also, been friends and partners for a long time. 3 years ago, we decided to give light and to give shape to this dream that we have called XTANT. And XTANT, as you know, is the opposite of extinct. And extinct, and so it means everything that remains, everything that's still alive. Our focus is on heritage textiles and everything that comes from tradition, 2-3 generations at least. We had a first encounter and gathering in Mexico before the pandemic, and then we're just doing this amazing closing of XTANT 2021 in Mallorca. It's very significant that we did one event, when before the world shut down, and then another event when the world is opening up. It's really, how timing really shapes ideas and thus creates meaning through, the mysterious things of time.
Yeah. When you're ready, let me know. I put the pictures.
Ready. So I am going to try to tell you a little bit of the story about XTANT and what happened in this magical week. When I got here, I could not believe the mountains that Kavita had moved to be right here and to convince so many people to do incredible things. We had different criteria. And it was, I'll tell you a list of criteria. We wanted it to be in the context of a museum. We're standing here at the Esvaluar Museum, which is a modern art museum in Mallorca. We wanted it to be in the Mediterranean. And why? Because we wanted to connect the dots between what the, different traditions from the Mediterranean that are dying are connected to other traditions that are being alive in other parts of the world. For example, the Mediterranean murex is connected to the Caracol Púrpura Panza from Mexico. So that's one kind of, story that we wanted to weave together. Also the ikat, the telares de yengua, which is a type of ikat, how that is connected, for example, to the ikat from Uzbekistan or from even other parts of the world in Côte d'Ivoire and everything like that. We'd like to also, something very important is that XTANT is not a brand. XTANT is a live project that will have different incarnations in different parts of the world and around different themes that we want to invite people to reflect about. You're seeing right now a tent, and this was one of the most, I think, an amazing life lesson I learned this week in trusting the universe, but also the team that we had. Kavita found an architect, his name is Paul Taylor, and he is Scottish and has a degree from Oxford University and experience in Chile doing ephemeral tents for NASA and different organizations. Kavita enlisted him with the inspiration of working with fishnets. And because we didn't want to create, first of all, no waste, no plastic, and wanted to create something that could be put up and take it down with ease, with generating no waste. So what you see here is the work of many hands and many hearts. One of the biggest one is Tatiana Sarasa, who's here in the audience, who created a recipe to do natural dyes for the panels. So you see it's like fabric and then paper, and the paper is dyed with this amazing tint that is a bit of a pink inspired by the beautiful stones of this fortress, and giving shade to the artisans, because we thought we want with XTANT to elevate, to give the proper place for artisans and the proper place for visitors to be, to honor the location and the craft and what they do. You can see here the images of putting everything together. Secondly, we did not want to build furniture. We wanted to use and borrow furniture from beautiful towns. We went around to the flea markets, in the previous weeks and gathered amazing wood and marble and just, peasant chairs that you can see here that everybody's sitting on, and just gathered an incredible collage of layers where, these beautiful textiles would be exhibited. A lot of mirrors to reflect the structures from the roof. As you know, this was titanic to, to put together under the, COVID uncertainties and everything. And we also wanted to make sure that whoever was not able to be here in person, that their products were shown properly, beautifully, and reflected who they were. And so you can see here work for Nal Intar Prayong, a beautiful embroidered from Thailand, represented by Chinalai Modern. You see her next to a Mexican green weavers, with the snail dye and indigo from Mexico. We also wanted to be very strict about mixing art and craft and erasing that divide, not just with words, by doing and by example. That was a bit challenging with the artists, but I think they understood, in the process how, this is important to bring it and put it on the table. You see Ana Lamata, you see Daniel Costa from an Italian working in Nepal with beautiful felted carpets. The Bhutan cooperatives, Bhutan Textiles, and also our friend Kesan. These are the beautiful textiles, the Yengwa Teshis Vicens. So something from the island, from Majorca, having a center stage here. This is actually a 7th generation atelier that works on traditional customs with these incredible, incredible, incredible silks. And they do the regional dresses of Valencia. And here is Sergio Roger doing art and sharing, his work with with the architecture and with the crafts that are represented. This is Carmen Castañeda, who does haute couture, hand embroidery, very, very fine on organza. So a mixture of art and artisanal work. 1111, our friends from 1111 who couldn't be here. This is how the structure looked like. So really a dream come true. It's really exceeded my expectations in a way that I can't even explain. Because, I was in the back end, in the behind the scenes. So I know what it took for that tent to go up at 3:45 on the day of the opening, with the opening at 6 p.m. This is Pla, Irene doing shoes and dresses from Mallorca. This is beautiful Encarnita from Granada, the mantillas from Spain. Spain was very well represented. This is pineapple fiber from the Philippines. This is A from Mali, started by Little Court, present in the audience, and run by Sam also in the audience. And these are the totems made with bogano, and they were one of the best sellings in the event. This is Chinalai Antique, and this is a beautiful Miao jacket. This is our friend Tony Brogan from New Zealand, two beautiful installations that were in the middle of the terrace, and the reflection here, her jewelry. She also does jewelry. And then reflecting then another of Sergio Roger. This is Regina de Jimenez, also Spanish. Beautiful merging of fiber and art and textiles. That's Carmen, who did a lot of demonstrations for people to see what goes behind and to appreciate what goes behind doing an embroidery. Our friends from Uzbekistan, beautiful Calatrava sculpture that we had the pleasure of sharing space with it during this week. More 1111, more pineapple, Our Indian friends who couldn't be here, the Khatri brothers, our friend Bankar, who if you go into the content from the website, you can see a video. He shared a video with us of his one day in his village. The idea with XTANT is not to create a brand, is to create experiences. And these experiences are woven stories with different themes and ideas. The idea of this, for this edition was looking back to move forward. So we were really finding old, like the La Cartera embroidery, for example. Here is Hane from Que Onda Voz from Guatemala, an artist who decided to move to Guatemala and work with sheep wool, more of this, the Khatri brothers. This is a piece that took a long time of them to research and to go back to recovering the kind of bandani, very, very fine bandani, that it's a double-sided stitch. This is an installation by Rosa Esteva from Cortana. This was an interactive experience that happened at Can Balaguer. Our friends from Can Balaguer hosted this gigantic loom, all with natural materials and fibers from the island, that everybody was invited to come and do whatever their interpretation of the tapestry was. And it was just pure beauty and exceptional experience for a lot of people that maybe are not used to working with their hands every day. This is the patio of El Salvador Museum, and this is Rosa weaving, and just, it was a meditation for a lot of people to enjoy and to, look at this message and this sort of like a story that we brought to Mallorca in a different way. Beautiful carpets from Eustaquio Atelier, Sergio Rosa, who's from Albacete. And those are very old pieces that he has restored. He does also restoration from museums. Nurashi from Argentina, the jaguar fiber was present. This is Una Rosenthal from Latvia with her wools. This is Kesang from Bhutan, the traditional dress from Bhutan. Adriana, who had also her loom, who just spoke before me, her loom next to Sergio. And this is Aitor Sarabia from Castilla-La Mancha, launching his astrology project with our friend Odette Bloom. But of course, this would not be possible, and this would not be a story of just fabrics and beautiful, textiles. This is a story about people, and we're here because of people. And in 1 second, I'll share the pictures of people.
Go and speak about the people.
So when Kavita, during the pandemic, I was in South America, and Kavita was in Spain. And when we talked every day, it was as if we were in two completely different worlds. One world was closing as the other one was opening, all very confusing. And I just have to tell you that this event happened against all possible odds and more. Just the fact that we're sitting here sharing this in this very, beautiful atmosphere under this tree seems unreal to me. The generosity of local people here and of our friends who flew from all over the world, including Philip and Lee and many others, to be with us and just to say, we do whatever. I saw people sweeping the floors, carrying baskets, carrying rags. We had, for example, on the third day, a storm came. And after we had the beautiful setup, an important visitor was coming, and the whole thing just collapsed. The roof just flew, but nothing happened. Nothing happened because there was such a beautiful energy and such a beautiful vibe that it was part of this, ephemeral quality that we want for this, for XTANT to be about. Here is Kristina Sikulova, very concentrated in her tags. This is Paul, our architect, putting the structure together in absolute confidence that his calculations were correct. When we all panicked, he said at 2:45, it will be up, it will be strong, and it would hold. And we saw it. Even after the storm, we had the most beautiful roof that this island has ever seen. Suvarna, who prepared food for all the artisans, Ayurvedic food, the most delicious, healthy, amazing meals every day. And just, just pure beauty, people that came from Madrid, from all over Spain, from Amsterdam, from Italy, from Russia, just to be here with us, and to be our friend Philippe from Hola PR, and Pedro, who did, the coverage that XTANT has received. I've never seen anything like it, and that's all due to them. And, this is not our project, as we're sharing it with everybody, and this is everybody's project. Philippe and Roberto, Tiffany and Ivy doing a fabulous documentary, Sandra and Alicia. I love how, a few people, they choose the invisible tasks, and they make sure that everybody has water. Like our friend Belen here, everybody has water. Everybody is in the right, it's in the shade. Everybody is comfortable. It's like they're weavers of happiness. And that, honestly, I've never seen in a way like it happened this week. Our friend Odette, our friend Maria Talavera, the ambassador of India and his wife, the Fernando and Monica from Casa de la India, who came for the opening. Alicia quietly doing the signs for the entrance, for the bar, things had to have signs. And then all the artisans from Castilla-La Mancha who did demonstrations and, had an amazing time and built community among them. We were hosted by Sibila for a dinner for the artisans, and she invited us in the beginning and said, "What can I do for you?" And we said, "Let's just embrace our friends." And that's what she did. Oh.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Oh, I guess. Our friend Annie Waterman. Yeah, our friend Annie Waterman, who will be joining us later today. Rosa from Cortana, her tapestry. So honestly, it's just been a very humbling week on many levels, where I think the biggest lesson is trust, surrender, and let the magic happen. And I wanted to end with that, and thank you all for being here.